Have you ever played at a professional football ground?
Ooh. I think I've played at Birmingham City, if that counts.
Well, it does. It's definitely a professional club.
Also, at the time, they I don't think they were in the Prem, but they had just dropped out of the Prem, so they were.
Yeah, it's still professional. I mean, the example that I'm going to tell you about is nowhere near as impressive as that. Why were you playing there?
It was when we were at uni. Basically the uni had ties with the academy, and there was a game that was basically just played there, and so yeah, we got to play on the pitch. Where else have I been? I tell you where else is really cool. I've had some really cool experiences refereeing as well, like the City Academy.
At the CFG?
Their pitch is pristine.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. You know how they have the smaller stadium within the actual academy?
Yeah.
So we're in there.
Nice.
It was insane. Like, the facilities were unbelievable. Yeah, I've been to some decent stadiums, actually, from an officiating standpoint.
That's cool. See, I've played at a professional stadium once, and it was Oldham's Boundary Park.
Oh, yeah.
And I had the worst memory in football that I've ever experienced. So we were playing a team from London in this like summer cup, it was called. And I'm like maybe 11 years old. And we were playing like in full-size nets, or at least that's what I think we were. And we were 5-3 down, and we weren't used to losing. Like, we were the best team in our like league in Manchester. And we were 5-3 down. Everyone's heads had dropped. It's towards the end of the game. They've got the ball down the right, their right hand side, our left, and I was playing right back. I used to be a right back, and don't know where our defence was. I had to tuck into the central positions to cover. There was one player one side of me, one on the other side. Ball comes into the box, and I positioned myself perfectly. The ball's coming straight to me. I'm going to knock it behind. Perfect. Head it, and because I'm not used to playing in these full-size goals, I just watched the ball loop into the top corner.
Oh, it's wounding as an 11-year-old.
Oh, mate, there were tears. There were tears. I think there'd be tears now. I was devastated. I remember even one of their players coming up to me and like making me feel better. I wasn't like sobbing, but like it was one of them where you just want the ground to
swallow you up.
Exactly. Yeah. So that is the worst moment I've ever had in football.
How many fans were in that stadium?
I mean,
raucous crowd.
I mean, there must have been maximum
of mums.
150. Maximum 150 people.
There's got to be some content of this somewhere. Surely.
No, mate, I was 11. So, I mean, when would that have been?
I know, it was when there was like flip phones and stuff. But
yeah, it looked like it was filmed on a potato.
Oh, I would love it if there was video footage of this.
I was so upset. And we lost 6-3. And we just weren't used to losing. I think we would have won the treble. It was gutted. That stays with me as well as the only time you've ever played on a professional stadium as well. That's my memory of it.
Yeah, that's not great.
Brutal.
That is brutal.
But
bruising, mate, bruising.
But my best memory is playing on like a pitch, like terrible pitch, and there was no nets. We had like cones, and because of this, the game was asked to be replayed after I'd scored the winner. It was in my school. In my school, there was two teams basically, that everyone played for, and we met in like the league, and it was basically like a league decider. And there were no nets. Somehow there were no nets, so we had to play with cones as the goals. And it was the last minute of the game. I got the ball 1-on-1, opened my body up, curled it into the far corner, just knocked the cone on the way in, and for some reason, I did a chef. Do you remember Chef Gikuchi?
I remember the name, but not the celebration.
He was a Finnish striker, and his celebration was just a belly flop. Like, he just went and dived on the ground.
Wait, how old were you?
I was like 10. So everyone was like, "What are you doing?" It really like took away from the euphoria of the moment for people. I was like, "What's this kid doing?" But yeah, I think he actually played for Oldham as well. So maybe Oldham has played a big part in my grassroots football journey.
I think it has.
Yeah.
Unknowingly.
Yeah. There we go.
Good memories and bad memories, mate. That's football.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back to the Grassroots Hotline. I believe this is episode 7.
It is indeed.
We're going strong.
So I'm told, anyway.
Yeah. So
what was that stat that you told me that by a certain number of episodes, podcasts normally stop?
Yeah. So I think it's after most podcasts don't reach 5 episodes. I think 90% of podcasts don't reach 5 episodes. And then from the remaining 10%, only 10% reach 21 episodes.
Okay.
So we're a third of the way there.
We're doing well.
As long as we finish this episode.
Yeah.
Which I hope we will.
I think we will.
Yeah, after your criticism
good
of me
run.
last week, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I was getting a bit aggy.
It's just a weak mentality.
Well, I'm look, if anything, working with you has strengthened my resolve.
That's good.
Yeah, you got to have thick skin in this game.
Got to take the positives, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of, last week you told us about the payments functionality in Centre
Yes.
Circle, how it's helping grassroots clubs, saving them money. Has anyone got in touch with you off the back of it? What's the response been like?
We've had a lot of clubs get in touch,
Right.
essentially just interested in how they can save money for their local community. We even had one club that said to us that they no longer have to put their prices up because our prices are so cheap and so affordable that actually they can keep their subs rate, so their membership fees that players or parents or families will pay, the exact same because the system will handle a lot of the complexity that normally takes them so much time, or that competitors were charging so much that would just mean they have to put their prices up to cover those costs.
Can I ask, with Centre Circle being free,
Yeah.
you would think it's quite an easy sell to people. Like, it's free. Why it helps you? Why would you not use it?
Yeah.
How have you found the experience of like selling a free app? Because from I also work in Centre Circle. From my experience, it still takes like some convincing for people to part with their old ways of doing things.
Well, I think, understandably, I think people are a bit hesitant when it comes to technology around grassroots football. I think a lot of people have tried and failed. I think generally speaking now as well, people have just got it wrong. And I don't mean that in terms of what they've built. I mean it in terms of the reason why they build it. And a lot of people want to take money out of the game, or they just don't do it for the right reason. They're trying to profit off something that is voluntarily run, which to me just doesn't make any sense at all. And so I think people do have their guard up and they always ask, well, if it's free, what's the catch? And it does take a bit of convincing. I think it definitely helps when you have kind of other people that are using the system that say, no, it is genuinely free, and they do listen to you. They keep changing it based on your feedback, which is really helpful. But yeah, I mean, I think also what helps is that because they generally will have contact time with me, some of those initial fears may be allayed, and we don't lock them into a contract. It's not like they have to use it for a season or whatever. Like if they don't like it, they can stop using it. It's as simple as that. And so I think we've done everything we possibly can to reduce as much risk as possible. But as I say, I think it just comes back to if you've got a specific way of doing something and you have learnt that way of doing it, and there's now somebody new coming in and saying there's a different way of doing it, which is still similar to what you were doing before, but maybe more efficient, you do always have that question of, well, I've heard this pitch before. Somebody else has told me this before and it's never worked. So what makes you different? And I think that's why it takes the convincing. It's not about the cost and it being free. It's about the amount of time or learning or the experience with the software itself, which I think is off-putting to a lot of people.
What do you say to people when they say, what's the catch? It's free.
There isn't one. Just try it, use it, you'll see. I think that's the biggest thing is if you want to give it a go, don't lock yourself in where you're telling your entire club to start using it and then 2 weeks later you're trying to unravel it all. That will never work. Test it yourself, try it yourself, get a few people from the committee to start using it, get a feel for how it works. And invariably people come back within about 3 days and they are like, we're using this, thank you so much. And the best part about that is they say, is it possible if it could do this, this, and this? And that's where our USP is, because we say, thank you so much. You've given us feedback that we can keep building the platform, making it better, and improving that for everybody else. So yeah, it takes a bit of time up front, but I think, if these people are putting investment into the future of essentially the next generation of footballers, it's only right that we put a bit of time into them as well and give them a bit back to make sure that they're as comfortable as possible. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's interesting. It's also cool because depending on who you're talking to, whether that be a league, a county, a club, then you have kind of different conversations and different things that you will touch on about what the system can or can't do, or the compliance or the regulations or the different other systems that they may have to use as well. So I think you need to have a real well-rounded knowledge of not just what your system does, but what they need to do in their own role within football. And I think, again, that's where some people lack. And you need to have that understanding to make sure that what you're building is compliant or feeds into those things and it's not duplicating work.
Well, if you like what you hear and want to give Centre Circle a try, you can just download it from your app store. It's a smartphone app. There's also a web app version, and there is an online portal as well. If you are a volunteer and you work in a league or a club and want to find out a bit more, we'll put your calendar link in the episode description.
Yep.
And anyone can just sign up for half an hour with you. You show them the system.
Just book in for a call.
And it's all totally free of charge. That's it. The only charge of any sort in the platform as it stands is the transaction costs on the payments, which
an optional transaction cost on payments, exactly, because we get charged by our payments processing service. So to make sure that we don't go bankrupt, we of course pass that on to the clubs, but we've got a rate at the moment of 0.9% plus 15p, which is the cheapest on the market. And if you find a cheaper rate, please tell us so we can go back to our payments provider and try and get it even lower. But that is the rate right now, and the more clubs that join, the more counties, the more leagues that are all using that processor, the more that cost will come down. That is our starting rate, 0.9% plus 15p, guaranteed to come down.
Fantastic. We need grassroots football to come together, start using Centre Circle, more money in grassroots football.
Grassroots Dilemmas.
It's that time of the week.
Favourite part of the show.
Well, my favourite part of the show is the quizzes, but you are the grassroots guy, so come on.
There we go. Our team WhatsApp group has become unbearable. Oh, I've heard this many times before. It used to be just availability and kickoff times. Now it's memes, arguments about refereeing decisions from 3 weeks ago, and chat about whatever Premier League game is going on. If you mute it, you miss actual information. And if you don't, your phone never stops buzzing. I guess as I'm writing this, it begs the question, am I miserable?
Quite self-aware.
Yeah, very self-aware. I mean, yes, clearly.
Yeah, it's
very miserable.
Yeah.
You're in a football team, having football chat. I'd be all over that. But bringing it back to the point of a noisy WhatsApp group, that is a real issue that we are told about all the time. Another plug for Centre Circle coming is that we have a chat system where like chat administrators, so like team managers or club secretaries, can basically switch it to announcements only, so only they can post, which removes all the noise. And it's all safeguarding compliance. If it's a junior team, all the parents will be in the chat automatically. And it just means that you strip away all that noise. It is just specific updates that are going on, which means that, to be honest, what we always say to people is if you're going on holiday and you want your personal life back, so you can switch off and still have your WhatsApp for your personal, you can simply log out of Centre Circle and you'll get no more notifications. Then as soon as you're back from your holiday, you can log back in and you've got all of those updates sat there. So that is the reason why we built that, which is actually based on feedback such as this. Is the person miserable? Yes. Do I think it's reasonable that people are talking about football when they belong to a football team? Yes. Don't really know where else to go with that one, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, ultimately, from what we've seen in grassroots football, information is like very fragmented. So that's why WhatsApp becomes the primary source of information, because people are getting emails from full time on where the game is and like what date it is, any changes, having to look at your emails. People don't really do that as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily know that this is kind of FA football. It could just be casual football.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I think your point is right, is that these WhatsApp groups, I mean, I have it right. So when I'm in all these groups, I sometimes check it at the end of a day or something, and there's like 100 and something messages, and I'm not going to read them. I just don't have the time to read them. So I'm literally just marking it as unread and I'm moving on. And I've probably missed, in fact, I know I do. Every week I will miss the who's in for this week shout. And sometimes I get lucky where there's still not enough players, so I can put myself in. But otherwise, I'm just missing all these updates because there's a load of nonsense that is also going on around that. Because it's almost like once everyone starts engaging with it, that's almost like a signal for somebody to put something stupid in the chat. And then because everyone's already engaging, that they're all kind of chiming in together. And of course, for them, like that's their experience. Like, they're having a social time. That's what football's about. It's bringing them together. But for me, I'm like, oh, for God's sake. I'm similar to this person, actually. I'm so miserable. I'm such a grumpy man. I'm just like, just tell me where I need to be and at what time, and that's where I'll be. And that's all I need.
Yeah, all it takes in that situation is just two people to get into a back and forth about something, and then that message about the match is gone. I mean, you can still pin it like on WhatsApp, can't you? And I think on WhatsApp you can have like a community, so you can have announcements, but all of that information in one place is what you want, really.
I mean, the example is, so a few weeks ago when it was that Liverpool versus City game, and there was the decision to send off Szoboszlai at the end of it, my group chat, which was to try and figure out who could play a football match on the Monday, so the day after this game, was just non-stop buzzing. and I missed the shout to get into this game. It was, and I understand it, right? It's a controversial moment. People want to talk about all these things, and everyone's got an opinion on football. That's the most beautiful part about it. Often people's opinions are wrong, by the way, but opinions nonetheless. And it is just a bit annoying sometimes when you want to play, but you've missed out on the opportunity to do that because of the noise around it as well.
Yeah.
I think that's really what we are going to try and tackle next too.
I downloaded one of those apps for my phone where I block off like certain like social apps in the day.
Yeah.
And it's also got a feature where it tells you how many notifications you receive a day on average. What would you guess like mine would be? Just,
yours?
Yeah, just like notifications that pop up on your phone per day.
How
many would you guess?
I think because of Slack.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot.
I do have the app notifications muted, so...
Okay, all right. So in that case, you're a bit better.
Yeah.
I'm going to say at least like 400.
530 per day. And a lot of them are like my City group chats. Like that's where a lot of those notifications come from.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Like, I don't know how you can keep up to date with all of that and like all of your information that you need to get from the same place.
When you think about that, let's say like you're working, 24 hours in a day, right? You're asleep for 8 of them. Okay. 16 hours. You're at work for like 8 of them. 8 hours. That's every single minute you're receiving a notification in the time that you're not working.
It is mad. I get some stupid...
It's crazy.
I get some stupid ones though. Like when you first download an app, you put notifications on, don't you? Because there's going to be certain things that you need from the app that you need to be alerted to. So, for example, like Uber. If I'm on Uber, I want that push notification to say that my driver is 3 minutes away.
And then they start peppering you with like, get £5 off Uber Eats today.
Exactly. And my phone is being lit up by Uber and EasyJet.
Yeah.
Great shout outs for them, by the way. Not paid for the
we need to like bleep them out.
Yeah, bleep them out, Brash. But yeah, and all of a sudden it's just like you're drowning in notifications. So yeah, I guess from a grassroots football perspective as well, it's very easy to just get consumed by notifications. You end up just like, I just clear all on when it comes up on my phone.
Yeah, same. I think as well, because you're often not in one group, you're in multiple. And if I always find if one's talking about something, probably the other ones are having the exact same conversation. Yeah. Just in a different chat. Which is just monotonous.
Yeah, I just stick my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, mine permanently on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. It's not ideal, really, is it? But
it's not ideal.
I feel like I've got myself into such a mess with notifications that it's the only option.
Yeah, can't wait to just delete Slack forever.
Yeah, we've got ourselves into a bit of a rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
To answer the question, yes, you're miserable, but we understand your point. Let's move on.
Dilemma number 2. I've been part of a Sunday League team for a few seasons now, and something clicked this year. We're not winning more games and no one's suddenly become brilliant, but the atmosphere is miles better. It's made me enjoy football more than I have in years, even though the football itself hasn't really improved. Did you write this?
That is the sort of thing that I would say. Guys, we're not winning, but we're all having a good time.
And the atmosphere probably got better because I therefore left the team.
Yeah. You got kicked out for being too competitive.
Yeah.
No, but that is true. So if I think about Premier League football, and what the top teams do, there's a lot of emphasis on the dressing room and the atmosphere between the players. So Guardiola has continuously talked about how big the dressing room is. Like, for example, players like Bernardo Silva and Rodri and Diaz, you have these leaders, these intangibles, that has a massive difference on the actual football itself. And then you see with what Arsenal have done with Arteta, like the small marginal gains that he's put in place, like getting a dog and naming it Win to try and breed a winning mentality. These things all sound quite silly, even at the elite level.
Yeah, they're absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but...
utter nonsense.
No, but it works. It works, doesn't it?
It does work, yeah.
So why wouldn't it work at grassroots level?
But I think that's so different. Like, we're talking here about elite football, where you've got essentially like a team of captains that are managing the team on the manager's behalf. So the manager just needs to manage 3 or 4 people who already have an elite mentality that are all there to win. And so all you're trying to do is make them comfortable in their environment so that they can try and win better because they're enjoying themselves more. In this case, we're saying they're not winning more. They're just having a better time.
Which is great. That's what grassroots football is all about, enjoyment.
So the example you've just given about it being like elite football feeding into grassroots, and it's not the same because they're not getting a dog called Win as their mascot.
Maybe they should.
Maybe they should. They might win more. But I take the point that I think it's about enjoyment of the game and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff I don't understand. But yeah, it's. I think as long as everyone's having a good time and everyone's enjoying football and they're playing regularly and they are staying active, then I think you're onto a bit of a winner from that point onwards. What happens around the game, whether you win, whether you lose, technically it doesn't matter because you're not going to make it to the elite level if you're playing Sunday League. Let's be totally fair about it. So I think at that point, you're just having a good time. Yeah. Any more terrible examples you want to give?
No, but look, first of all, this guy hasn't even got a dilemma. He's just got in touch to say that he's enjoying
Which
football.
we rate. That's what we want. Get in touch with us.
We're up to episode 7. And I think that's the first positive submission we've had.
No, we had one last week, I think. I can't remember what it was, but we definitely did.
I don't think we've had a positive submission like that. Where it's, we preach grassroots. Well, I preach grassroots football's all about enjoyment. You preach grassroots football's all about enjoyment and winning.
Yeah. It's about enjoyment. And as I've said, like, I think you get to a certain point in the game and you just accept that you're not going to make the elite level. So just have a good time, play, stay fit. It's great, loads of benefits. But try and win when you can.
Yeah, but I think, okay, they're not winning more games at the moment. But they've got the basis there. They've got the foundation there to do it. They're giving themselves the best chance.
The project.
They're giving themselves the best chance.
Got great philosophy.
Look, they might just not be very good at football, and that's okay. At least they're enjoying it.
Well, yeah. If he had said we're crap at football, but we're having a great time, I'd be like cheering him. I'd be their mascot. I'd dress up as a dog and I'd have the word "win" on me. But they're not saying that. They're saying like they've not won any more games. They're still winning at the same rate. They're just enjoying it more. What do you want me to do with that?
I want you to dress up as a dog, have Win on you, and Prash go and film it.
I would actually.
Would you?
I would do that. Yeah.
Right, okay. We need to make that happen.
If there's any sponsors out there who want to sponsor us doing that could be something.
We don't need a sponsor.
And we'll donate.
You volunteered.
No, we'll donate whatever sponsorship that is to the team.
I think you've lost your head today. I think you've absolutely lost your head. We've had one positive dilemma. It's not even a dilemma. One positive submission.
Yeah.
And you've offered to dress up as a dog.
All right.
What's happened?
Mate, this segment is called Grassroots Dilemmas, and we're here talking about like grassroots non-dilemmas.
Positivity. That's what we're all about.
That is what we're
You've
all
lost
about.
your way. You've lost your way. The podcast has gone to your head. The fact that we're going to make it to 21 episodes, you think I'm the big I am, and now you're dressing up as a dog called Win and telling these guys that they're crap at football and they shouldn't be enjoying themselves because they're not winning more games.
Yeah.
I think you should apologise.
Did you see that clip?
Look into the camera and apologise.
Have you heard that clip where Gabriel Bonglahor, I think he had to apologise to the Wolves fans because he got it wrong that they would basically go down with the worst points total, like worse than Derby, and they obviously haven't.
Right.
And he basically said, I'm sorry your team is so crap that you're still going to go down anyway. And it was just the worst apology. So, in the theme of Gabriel Bonglahor, I'm sorry your team is so crap, but I'm glad you're having a good time.
On that note, let's go to the quiz. I can't deal with you today.
Quiz of the week.
Right, Prashant, what have you got for us today? Are you going to manage to only ask us a question once?
Wow, every single time I just get shade. I mean,
I'm taking out my frustration with him on you.
So I think this one's interesting. I think this is going to be... I don't know how well you guys will do.
Oh.
I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, that's true. Neither do we.
This is football tenable.
Okay.
With 3 lives, you'll both have 120 seconds to name me the top most represented nations in the Premier League.
Easy.
Current.
I think that's easy.
Current.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to go for the obvious ones, right?
Wait. We're not started yet.
We're going to start in about 10 seconds. I'm not letting
We've got 3 lives.
Got 3 lives.
Yeah.
You've got 120 seconds.
I've definitely got 5 of the 10.
Yeah, but...
Well, you've got 3 lives, mate.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
I've definitely got 7. If I rattle off all 7, are you happy for me to just do that?
No.
What if he just keeps saying, okay, I'll do one by one. If he says yes, then fine.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Top 10 most represented nations in the Premier League. Go.
Argentina.
Correct. That's number 9.
France.
Correct. That's number 3.
Why are you starting with the risky ones?
Netherlands. These are obvious.
Correct. That's number 4.
What about
Mate,
England?
half the Liverpool team
What
is
about
got-
England?
Oh, yeah, England.
That's number 1. Correct.
Brazil.
That's number 2. Correct.
Scotland.
Scotland, yeah. Ireland.
Correct. That's number 10.
Ireland.
Correct.
So that's 7. There you go. That's my 7.
Are we on 7?
That's the 7 I had.
Do we think Wales?
No, absolutely not. No, who's Welsh?
Harry Wilson. Joe Rodon.
2 people.
Yeah.
Mate,
Ethan Ampadu. So,
are you going to pull any weight?
have we said Spain?
No,
We've
we
not
should
said
we
Spain.
should say Spain.
Spain.
Correct. You've got 2 left.
Germany.
No.
Incorrect.
There's
2
not-
lives left.
Who's German in the
You've
Have
got
time for
about
this?
a
Don't have
minute.
time for the argument. Okay. I've lost track of where we're at. Are there any African nations that it could be? Or is that...
I don't think so. There's not. I think more in terms of when AFCON came, there weren't a massive exodus
Yeah.
of players. I'm thinking in terms of teams where the international
We're going to
players...
run out of time. We've got 20 seconds.
Who does Odegaard play for?
No, you've got 40 seconds.
Who does
Ah.
Odegaard play for?
Norway.
Norwegian players. Isn't that Norgard?
He's Danish, I think.
Oh.
And Haaland. I feel like we've got to say Wales. I think we've got to say...
No. We're not saying Wales.
We're going to run out of time. We're going to have to throw some guesses out.
Just chill out.
Italy. What about Italy?
Ooh.
Italy.
No.
Incorrect. 1 life left.
Norway.
15 seconds.
Terrible guess. Croatia.
Incorrect. That's it.
Oh, what? Don't tell me Wales is on there.
Wales
So
cannot be on there.
the 2 final nations were Portugal.
Oh, we should have got Portugal. It's because you rattled them off too quickly at the start.
Sorry for succeeding.
But who doesn't start?
Oh, no one wants to win. It's the taking part that takes...
Who doesn't start with England? That's just rogue.
I'm going to say the last country that you said was quite close to what the final one is.
Wait, what was the last country that you said?
Norway. Finland.
Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
The theory was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit. I
Scandinavian.
can't lie. I'm a bit disappointed.
Portugal we should have got.
Portugal 100% should have
poor.
got. But I would have gone. I'd have started with England, and then Scotland, and then Ireland, and then I would have gone to
You said
Spain,
England like 5th, didn't you?
and then I would have gone
I got
Spain.
7 in about
You
20
actually did, yeah.
seconds.
I would have gone
and he's
Spain.
complaining that he got 2 and didn't even get Portugal, and that is my fault.
I would have gone Spain, Portugal, France. That's where I would have gone.
And then you would have just had 3.
Yeah, it wouldn't have really helped as much more. But I would have said it. Is that the only quiz this week, Pra?
Yes.
That's a horrible note.
I'm not even
to
going
end
to
it
shake your hand because you just berated me, mate. You're not a good teammate.
So you guys got 8. And you lost out on lives.
on. I'm actually really disappointed with that. Right, that's all we've got time for on this week's edition of the Grassroots Hotline. Thanks to everyone for being here. If you want to send in your stories, send them to stories@centrecircleapp.com. Dilemmas, Centre Circle app on all social platforms. I'm really hurting from this. Yeah, we want voice notes, and we're going to start doing AI voiceovers if you don't get in touch with us. So
Jordan's doing the Guardiola.
the Guardiola and the Warnock. I've got my hands on my head. I'm ruining Portugal. To be fair, I think Denmark was a tricky one to get.
Yeah, I was fishing in the right pond, but just not quite there.
Yeah. Okay. Now, look, I've had some time to reflect, and you did do a good job there. It was my fault that I was thrown. I just was not expecting you to start with Argentina. Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much for being here this week on the Grassroots Hotline, episode 7. We've really enjoyed it so far.
I was basically going through the Liverpool team and just trying to think who, which,
We're still
which nationalities
on
they were.
air. Let me say goodbye to the listeners.
Well,
and
maybe
the
they
viewers.
want to continue listening to the theory.
Okay, should I just go?
No, you can say bye.
Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, get in touch with us, Centre Circle app on all social platforms, stories@centrecircleapp.com by email, and we'll see you next time.